Hello everyone. Today we have a different horror story of Kong and Skar King, a story where they team up with each other to fight against a group of enemies to prevent the new empire from being destroyed. So please stay with me. Skull Island was a place of primordial beauty and terrifying secrets. Its lush jungles, towering mountains, and hidden valleys were home to creatures of myth and legend. Among these, two titans reigned supreme: Kong, the mighty ape, and Skar King, the monstrous lizard. For as long as anyone could remember, these two had coexisted in a fragile balance. They were rivals, but also bound by an unspoken respect. Their battles were legendary, clashes of titans that shook the very foundations of the island. Yet, they never sought to destroy each other. They understood that their survival depended on the island's delicate ecosystem. But that balance was about to be shattered. A group of explorers, driven by greed and curiosity, had discovered the island. Their arrival brought with them a wave of destruction that threatened the very existence of its inhabitants. The explorers hunted relentlessly, slaughtering the island's creatures for sport and profit. Their activities disturbed the delicate harmony that had existed for so long. Kong, the protector of Skull Island, was the first to react. He watched with growing anger as the explorers rampaged through his home. He knew he had to act before it was too late. With a mighty roar, he charged into the explorers' camp, scattering them like frightened mice. Skar King, sensing the disturbance, emerged from his lair. He watched Kong's rampage with a mixture of fascination and contempt. He had always considered Kong a rival, but he also respected his strength. However, the explorers' presence was a threat to both of them. As the explorers retreated, Kong and Skar King found themselves facing each other. The tension was palpable. They were both powerful creatures, capable of inflicting devastating damage, but they also knew that their survival depended on their cooperation. With a nod, Kong extended a hand. Skar King hesitated, then cautiously approached. Together, they stood side by side, a united front against the invaders. As the explorers watched in horror, they realized that they had underestimated the power of the island's guardians. The battle that followed was a spectacle of nature's raw power. Kong and Skar King fought with a ferocity that left the explorers trembling with fear. They used their combined strength to drive the invaders back to their ships. As the last of the explorers fled, Kong and Skar King stood victorious, their bond strengthened by their shared triumph. The island was saved, but the scars of the conflict would remain. The explorers had left behind a trail of destruction that would take years to heal. But Kong and Skar King knew that they would be there to protect their home, to ensure that the delicate balance of Skull Island was restored. And so, the two titans continued to watch over their domain, their primal roars echoing through the jungles, a testament to their enduring power and their unwavering commitment to the island they loved. However, the peace was short-lived. The explorers returned, this time with a more sinister purpose. They had come armed with advanced weaponry, determined to capture Kong and Skar King for their own nefarious ends. The battle that ensued was a horror. The explorers unleashed a barrage of gunfire and explosives, tearing through the island's pristine landscape. Kong and Skar King fought valiantly, but they were overwhelmed by the sheer number and firepower of their attackers. With a heavy heart, Kong watched as Skar King fell, mortally wounded. The lizard's final breath was a mournful wail that echoed through the jungle. Kong, filled with rage and grief, turned on the explorers with a fury that was unlike anything they had ever seen. The ape's rampage was a terrifying spectacle. It tore through the explorers' encampment, crushing their machines and slaughtering their men. The island was turned into a battlefield, a testament to the destructive power of a creature driven to despair. When the dust settled, the explorers were gone, their ships a smoldering wreck on the shore. Kong stood alone, surveying the devastation he had wrought. He was the victor, but his victory was bittersweet. He had saved his home, but at a terrible cost. As the sun rose over Skull Island, Kong stood on the peak of the tallest mountain, overlooking the ravaged landscape. He let out a mournful cry that echoed through the valleys, a lament for the fallen and a warning to any who dared to threaten his home. And so, the legend of Kong, the last guardian of Skull Island, lived on, a chilling tale of primal terror and the enduring power of nature. Thanks for watching this horror story till the end. So if you enjoyed today's terrible video, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and write your comments. And I leave it to the great God until Monday.